Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel and thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a while. Goodness me. Yo, guys, did you miss me? Did you miss me? No, I missed you. Oh yes, I did. And I hope you guys have been well. I hope you guys are doing well, hey? And I see that we have newbies in the house. Yay! Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. You guys, your support is really appreciated. I don't take it for granted, so thank you. What are we talking about today? Well, a few days ago, on the 10th of October, we observed or celebrated the World's Mental Health Day. I'm sure you guys are aware. And yeah, so this month is all about raising awareness on mental health issues and also to promote mental well-being. And that's why I thought that it would be good for us to talk about something related to mental health, because yeah, it's mental health month, right? So why not? I'm sure we'll be able to gain a thing or two from this video. So please don't go anywhere. A few months ago, I think it was around July, yes, I decided to do a fast, a social media fast. What does that mean? It simply means taking a break from social media. And the plan was to take a month off, but then it ended up extending to 2 months. And now here's the reason why I came to this decision. Why did I do it? If you guys remember, I posted a video around July, I'm not sure, but yeah, please do check it out if you haven't done so. And at that time, I felt like I was going through the motions. I felt like things were not aligned, and I was just not happy. What's going on, And I needed to be proactive. I needed to be intentional and step up and realign my things, and make sure that everything's in order. So yes, so I did a very powerful exercise, and it helped me. It really helped me to come back, and be on track. In addition to that, I felt the need to take some time off, block out all the noise and distractions and just focus on what matters the most. And that's where the idea of taking a break from social media came about. So I did that. I didn't announce it to anyone. So I just disappeared from Facebook and Instagram, and then I was still active on WhatsApp, but I was selectively available. Yeah, I was selectively available, and yes, so that's what happened. That's why I ended up fasting from social media. Yes, so now the next question is, how was it? How was the experience? Well, it was good. It was amazing. Why? Because I got to breathe. You know what I mean? I got to rest. I got to channel my energies into things that matter the most. I got to reprioritize my things in life. And I also just got to take time to sit down and go back to the drawing board, and just try to think about what is the most important thing in my life. Am I getting any closer to achieving my goals? How am I doing in terms of my relationships with people around me, with God as well, So I really took the time to go deep just, yeah, try to figure out what's happening in my life without any distractions. And also, like, there was more time for me to do things, more time for me to read, because you guys might know by now that I love reading. So I got more time to read, and I also got to connect in a much deeper level with my people, so it was such an amazing experience. That's why it actually extended to 2 months, which was not planned. And I remember this other friend of mine messaged me on Facebook, and I wasn't there. And yeah, he was a bit worried about me, asking himself what what's going on with my girl. Then he called, "Hey girl, are you fine?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'm fine. I'm just taking a break, but I'll be back soon." Yeah, and then I only came back like 2 months later. And let me tell you, like, when I came back then, I didn't feel like I lost anything. I didn't feel like I lost anything. I get it, people have this thing, the fear of missing out, FOMO. But if you are deliberate about it, you won't even feel like you're missing anything. I guess also that depends on your relationship with social media. If you guys have that intense relationship, then it's gonna be difficult. But for me, on the other hand, it wasn't really a big challenge for me to just, let go for that period of time. And it's actually easy because I'm not so much into social media, and I didn't even delete the apps. The apps were still there, but they were not touched, and there was no temptation for me to click and check, honestly. There wasn't. But if you know that when you'll be tempted to click there and check what's going on, then it's better off to delete. I know some people do delete to just get rid of them, out of sight, out of mind type of thing. So if it's something that could work for you, then definitely go for it. But for me, I didn't do it. I think what kind of made it easy for me is the fact that I've developed this practice or this habit of blocking out time to do like different tasks. And I've mentioned this before, the fact that in the morning my energy levels are very high, and I want to make sure that I use my energies to do things that are important. I don't want to start on a reactive mode, like responding to people's messages, like reacting to what someone has posted and stuff like that. That's not how I operate, and it's been working perfectly fine. So I do have, that time to say, this is just my working time. If you want me and it's urgent or it's important, even if it's not important, but if you really want to speak to me, where to find me. Call me. I'm just a phone call away. Yeah. And then later on, when my energy levels have depleted, that's when I can do other things. Like, okay, let's check what has been going on. You know what I mean? So that's why it wasn't easy for me to just ignore those apps and continue with life. Yeah. So it was a very beautiful experience, very peaceful, very serene, and yeah, and necessary as well. So yeah, I really, really do recommend that you do it. But you might wonder, okay, so how do I know that I need a break? How do I know that I need to unplug from social media? The answer is personal. You are the one who needs to decide when you feel like you need to take a break. Perhaps you can also try and answer these questions. So I'm going to give you a list of questions that you can try answer with all honesty, okay? And see where you fall. Yeah, so
what are the questions?
Question number 1. Do you find yourself spending a lot of time on social media and comparing yourself to other people? Question number 2. Do you struggle to connect with your loved ones? Can be friends or family or colleagues, because your eyes are always glued onto your screen. Question number 3. What do you do in the morning? The first thing that you do when you wake up, do you check your phone to see who has posted what, or what messages you've received from your people? Question number 4. How do you feel when you scroll through your timeline, when you check other people's statuses? Do you get anxious? Do you feel your heart racing? The 5th question is how is your relationship with your phone? Can you go for a week without going on social media? So those are some of the questions that I thought of, and I hope that they will kind of help you to check, assess, and see where you are. And if you have answered yes to any of those questions, then maybe you should consider taking a break from social media. There are many other questions, but I just thought that maybe I should share those 5, and I hope they do help to see where you are. And please be honest when you answer these questions. You don't have to report to anyone. Do it on your own, and then take the next step. And if this is something that you are planning to do, then you need to be very serious about it. You need to be intentional about it. You need to have a plan to say, okay, this is the amount of time, on average, that I spend on social media. Now that I have decided to take a break, what am I gonna do? And it's really up to you. You can spend more time with your family, your friends. You can spend more time working on a project. You can spend more time studying, more time with God, connecting with God, working on a spiritual life. You can spend more time developing yourself. You can take a course and try to work on skills that are valuable. You can literally do anything that you feel that is important to you. So you really need to be intentional about it and take a purposeful break and make the most out of it. All right? And it's also a fact that some of us struggle with discipline. Our willpower is a bit shaky, wiki, And one thing that I've learned is that willpower is like a muscle. If you use your muscles every day or every other day, over and over and over again, gradually you will start to feel them growing. You also start to see them, okay, there's something happening here. But it doesn't happen until you actually do the work. The same with willpower. It requires practice. It requires one to be intentional, and with time the willpower muscle will strengthen. So I'm mentioning this because it might be difficult for some of us to try on this challenge, because you feel like I'm not disciplined enough, I've got that attachment with social media and never will be easy. I think one of the things that you can do is to find an accountability partner. You can tell someone. Well, personally, I didn't announce it, like I said. I just did it, But if you feel like there's a need for you to tell someone that you trust, hey man, I'm planning to do this, so could you please be my accountability partner? You guys can talk about how the whole accountability thing will work. It's really up to you, but yeah, you might want to do that if you feel like you'll struggle. And also, we know that Rome was not built in one day. In order for you to complete a marathon, you have to take one step at a time. So even with this one, you might not have to take a week or a month like I did, or 2, but maybe just 1 hour. Actually, that's something that I want to challenge you on. 1 hour in the morning. Block that time for yourself. It's really up to you to decide what you want to do. But then instead of waking up and immediately grabbing your phone to check what's going on and responding to messages, take that time to do something. You can read, You can pray, you can meditate, you can work out. Think of something meaningful that you can do in that hour. And I promise you, guys, believe you me, you will feel so much energized and recharged after doing that, because you also feel like you are more in control of your life. I think that's the most important thing, because you wake up feeling, when you wake up, you feel more energized because you have taken time to rest, right? And so now when the first thing that you do is to now absorb all this information, all these things that are happening outside, you start draining yourself. So what will happen if you just take 1 hour, just 1 out of 24, early in the morning, to say this time will be blocked for something meaningful to me? And then from there, Bona, you can go and check and connect with your people, but just give it a try and let me know how it goes. Something that I want you to challenge yourself on. So please give it a try, and I promise you, you will be proud of yourself for doing it. Okay, all right. So apart from the fact that taking a break will help you to have more time for other things, I think it also helps you to attain mental clarity. I'm not quite sure about the intricacies of what actually happens, that leads you to attaining that clarity. But I think it also has to do with information overload. Guys, it's a fact. We're living in a world where information is right at the tip of our fingers, and it's good. This is something that we didn't have back in the years, So it's good that information is readily available, but there's also something called information overload, where you just feel like you keep on absorbing and soaking in information. And truth be told, sometimes it can be draining, sometimes it can be very overwhelming, and sometimes it can cause a lot of anxiety. You know what I mean? So it's very important to be aware of that. That's the first thing. And also to be selective when it comes to what you watch, what you do, what you read, and stuff, and all of that. And sometimes when you decide that you're going to detox, this is something that most people do at the beginning of the year. As until December, boy, we are eating, we are indulging, it's going down. And then January, like, boy, I want to start on a clean state, and I'm going to detox, body detox, to kind of get rid of all the impurities in your body and ensure that your body operates at an optimum level, and you eat clean, you drink water, and you just make sure that everything that you put in your body is good for you. So we also have to detox our minds as well. And how do we do this? One of the ways in which we can do it is to unplug from social media and just refrain from surfing the net. It will really help you a lot. So please do give it a try and see how it goes. I'd love to know your experiences, and yes, let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Yeah. So yes, guys, I think that's all I actually wanted to share with you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Most importantly, I hope you learned a thing or two from it. You've gained insights, and yeah, please let me know in the comment section below, what practices do you do that help you with your mental health, that help you promote your mental well-being. Please let me know. It's always good to share and help each other grow. That's what I always advocate for. Sharing is caring, and if you feel like you know something and it's worth of sharing, please do so. Let's share and grow together. All right? And yeah, that's all, guys. So please keep well, keep safe, and keep healthy.